This is Tanks Vlog for September 12th, 2018. We're wrapping up the day in sports. We're brought to you by Allow Me to Be Frank, the weekly podcast you can hear every week. iTunes, SoundCloud. This week we had Freezing Cold Takes on. The guy, the Twitter guy, great Twitter follow, will tell you the idiotic things people say, like me, by declaring the Raider-Ram game over at the half when the Raiders were dominating Rams yesterday. So, and of course, you could see him laugh at my picks, or thinking Ahmed Rosario was the next Francisco Lindor. So he gives you things like that. And of course, he can make a cottage industry living off of Mike Francesa's Stone Cold Takes. So check out his Twitter page. Listen to this week's Allow Me to Be Frank. What else are you going to do? Fading away, fading away. Oh, the Phillies are fading away. Bye-bye, Philly. See you next year. Not only have the Mets recently whooped up on the Phillies, but today the Phillies got swept in a doubleheader by the Washington Nationals. You could take a steak, you could take a fork, stick it in them. They are D-O-N-E, done. Braves now have a 6.5 game lead in the National League East. Phillies, they just went out and they just laid 2 eggs right on their own home field. Lost the opener 3-1. Lost the second game in extra innings 7-6. Juan Soto, teenager, 2 home runs, extra inning game winner. And he's like the first teenager since Ken Griffey to have 2 extra inning home runs. It's going to be close to who's going to be Rookie of the Year in the National League. It's either going to be Juan Soto or Ronald Acuna Jr. It's who you like better. That really is a flip a coin situation for the National League Rookie of the Year. And the Braves, of course, they beat the Giants today 4-1. Mike Foltynewicz went the distance. Didn't allow a run until the 9th inning. Great start by Foltynewicz. And the Braves, we're going to have the Tomahawk back in the playoffs this year. The Mets, meanwhile, they just hate Jacob deGrom now. He's 8-9. After 2 days of rain, he finally got a chance to pitch. Once again, brilliant. Only allowed 2 runs, only 1 mistake. But that's enough because they never score for him. Oh, the Mets never score for Jake because they don't want to give him a chance. They don't know what they're doing because they don't know how to score for Jake. The Mets never score for Jake because they don't want him to win. Oh, the Mets never scoring for Jake because they just don't want him to win. I don't get it. I just don't freaking get it. How the Mets bats they just put the bats away. Put the bats away every time Jacob deGrom's on the mound. 2 runs, 7 innings, gets the loss because the Mets only had 1 run, and then the bullpen put threw gasoline on the fire, and the Mets lose to the Marlins 5-3. The Yankees, meanwhile, lost to the Twins 10-5. Sonny Gray was awful. The Yankees continue to lack the big hits. Red Sox won, 99th win of the year, inching close to number 100. But the worst news for the Yankees, the Oakland A's got their 5th straight win, beating the Baltimore Orioles 3-2. The A's are now just 2 games behind the Yankees in a race to see who will host that wild card game. If the Yankees have to go to Oakland, it's over. They have no chance. And if you ask me right now, I think the A's are going to win even in the Bronx. The Yankees just are not. There's something wrong with this team, and I think it stems around that manager creating no accountability. No accountability. They've been lackluster since the middle of July. And all these losses, these inexcusable losses, is where the Yankees are paying for it. Astros, meanwhile, are inching close to the division title with a 5-4 win over the Tigers. It was the Reds beating the Dodgers 3-1, and that loss really stings the Dodgers because the Diamondbacks today beat the Rockies. So that West gets tighter and tighter. Meanwhile, the Cardinals beat the Pirates 11-5, so they extend their lead in the wild card. Cubs today beat the Brewers, so Brewers still had its first spot in the wild card, but they lose a game in their pursuit of winning the division. Elsewhere, why is this doing this? Alright, elsewhere, it was the Indians behind Shane Bieber beating the Rays 2-0. The Royals doubled up the White Sox 6-3. Alright, trying to get back on track after my computer froze again. It gets so frustrating sometimes. Angels beat the Rangers 1-0. Padres beat the Mariners 2-1. The ship has sunk. Today's 3 stars are Juan Soto of the Nationals, who had that big second game in the doubleheader. Shane Bieber, not to be confused with Justin, who went 6 2/3 with 3 hits and 11 strikeouts against the Rays. And Mike Foltynewicz, who went the distance to get the win for the Braves. Today's birthday shout-out goes to that famous snowboarder, that quarterback who has no luck, but his name is Luck, Andrew Luck, who turns 29. And we take a look back to 1984, when Dwight Gooden broke the rookie record for strikeouts by striking out 16 Pirates. He finished the season with 276 strikeouts and went 17-9 to win Rookie of the Year. Check out the story at Barstool Sports and Sports Encyclopedia, where sports history lives. And don't forget, check out Allow Me to Be Frank. Check it out every week. If you haven't listened to episodes in the past, click on past episodes. You go to iTunes, SoundCloud. It's a great show, and this week's episode, Freezing Cold Takes. And we'll be getting more Freezing Cold Takes from me this week as I attempt to get ready to do my NFL picks, my six-pack picks. And soon I'll be doing World Series and NHL preview. Good day.